Golden Elijah. My name is Elijah Davis, and I'm your personal Sandman. Yes, your personal Sandman. And welcome back to more Pokemon FireRed. Last time, I don't remember anything. I know we beat Koga at some point. So we can do surfing things now. We can do surfing shenanigans now. So what we're going to do is that we're actually going to go back and exit to the right. Actually, I really want to go to Celadon. Ooh, but not that way. Remind me to go to Celadon at some point today because I want to see what that man was talking, what that man is for. You know, the man in the house that's across the water? Remember him? We looked at him. We had many questions about him. Yeah, you know him. You know him. Anyway. Look. Some things, I will say, I may handle off camera. Like, these guys are here. I'm saving them for a reason. I might use them off camera or I might put it on camera. I don't know. Do we go up there? No. Let's make sure we know who is in front. Yeah, we gotta get, Odessa up in levels. Let's go. Wait, hey, battle. Battle, battle, battle. They have TMs on sale at the Celadon department store. TMs aren't really rare, but not many people have HMs. So why do we go from talking about TMs to talk about HMs? What? Huh? Okay. Thunder. Bye. So what I've been taking and doing is that I've been actually, I think I mentioned Avatar. Like, we're like how many episodes into this? I do not remember what we talked about, what we haven't talked about. So if I end up saying the same thing twice, I'm sorry. I'm a very simple man with a very simple life, and I kind of do the same thing all the time. But I've been I've been reading the Sailor Moon manga for the first time. And so what I did a few years ago is that I went and bought all the Eternal editions for each volume. And so I just finished reading Sailor V. And then I started reading Sailor Moon. So I read Sailor Moon Volume 1. Then I got to Volume 2. Stopped, because I realized I needed to read the rest of Sailor V. Read Sailor V, and then started reading Sailor Moon again. Tone difference is crazy, first of all. It's like Sailor V, codename Sailor V, is like a very, very, how do I explain? Lighthearted. Hee hee ha ha. Do we need agility? I'm gonna say no. Yeah, we're not gonna learn that. But the tone is different because it's very like lighthearted. But like Sailor Moon is like kind of gruesome. It's dark and very gruesome, but it's dramatic. And I realized while reading it that I prefer, like, I definitely prefer the manga to the anime. Simply because it's just, I don't know. I think the characterization is better. Things make a little more sense. And that's not me trying to go after the 90s anime in a bad way or anything like that, because that's what kind of got everyone, you know, turned on to Sailor Moon, you know? So like the 90s anime and all their characterization things and like things, like it's just different. But it's definitely not the same thing at all. And that even goes into Sailor Moon Crystal. Crystal is not the same thing. We're not reading any of this, by the way. But Sailor Moon Crystal is not the same thing. And to be fair, I've only seen like the first season of Sailor Moon Crystal, like 75% of season 2, and then all of season 3, and then all of the movies. And yeah, so like the Dream arc and Stars arc, I've seen that. But just with that first arc, completely different. And we can just say that with like Usagi. Usagi feels like a completely different character from her like 90s anime counterpart, and as well as Crystal, because I think Crystal kind of merges the two a bit, and it's definitely more apparent that they're merging the two when it comes to season 3. Which, to be fair, season 3 is season 3 of Sailor Moon Crystal is my favorite Sailor Moon anything. But they kind of start merging the two, the 90s and the manga a bit. So, oh. Hey, buddy. But it's just different. The characterization-wise, okay, I've noticed that, first of all, Usagi and Mamoru's relationship, like, I feel like I'm just babbling about Sailor Moon. If anyone does not understand Sailor Moon, I'm sorry. We're just babbling. But the 90s and, not 90s. Usagi and Mamoru, the whole thing is like very, it's a lot more dramatic. It's a lot more romantic, and like you really see them fall in love with each other over time, even before they even get their memories back. Which is really nice, because Sailor Moon and Usagi and Mamoru are like my OTP for like forever. I love them forever. But Usagi's personality, she's a brat, but she's less of a kind of brat, you know? She does a lot of that in like the 90s and like I think even Crystal. Like, she's a crybaby to an extent, but it's just not the same. Like, okay, an example. When she first meets Ami and they go to like play the Sailor V game, like Ami does very well and she gets her transformation pin from it. And like the anime, Usagi kind of starts that high-pitched like whining, I want one, kind of thing. But in the manga, it's more like, aw, no fair, I want one. And she starts like shaking the machine and like kicking it, but it's not like in a I'm throwing a tantrum kind of way. It's more mischievous. And so that's why I think it's more fun. She's kind of a gremlin. And then Mamoru, his entire personality is just different. And it's for the better. He feels so much more like a teenager. And it kind of brings the relationship, like I already liked Mamoru and Usagi from like the anime, but it's like they are a little more on equal footing and equal participants in the relationship. At least as far as I am. I'm only on volume 2. I finished like 2 acts of volume 2. But it's just like, I don't know. Mamoru is more boyish. He's immature. He gets pissy, and I enjoy that. He feels like a teenage boy, which in the anime, he kind of doesn't. He's kind of like very mature, and it's like there's like this maturity difference between him and Usagi, but they both are like similarly mature, if that makes sense. Of course, he's 2 years older, so like it's a little, it's just they exist in the same round. It's believable. Not saying the 90s relationship, or like the any relationship between those two in the anime is not like, you know, believable. It is. I don't know. It's just different. It's fun to see him get pissy. It's fun to see him like, you know, be this like immature boy. And it's funny. And it's just completely different. It's portrayed differently in Crystal. So that's when people say like the Sailor Moon Crystal and the manga the Crystal is not 1-to-1 of the manga. It's just different. It's completely different. Not to mention the manga is gruesome. The amount of like skin melting off of like people's faces and like skulls that we see. And it's like, if you read Sailor V first, I feel like Sailor V does not prepare you for how gruesome Sailor Moon gets. And I find myself just going, Naoko, are we okay? Are we good? What's going on? Do you want to talk about something? Because it's rough. And the manga is beautiful. It's so pretty. I don't know. Usagi just feels more mature. And not to mention we have... I don't know. I appreciate all the characters more, which is funny because, like, in the manga, there's, like, less character development than, like, the 90s anime because it's less filler. But, I don't know. Rei, her personality, she does have that kind of, like... She won't talk crap to Usagi. But the thing about it is that it's not in a I'm going to go back and forth with you kind of way. She kind of just says what she has to say and then goes, Like, she'll call her immature and then, like, stick up her nose. And it's like, she's kind of, you know, uppity. And I like that. That's fun. And I prefer that to, like, the 90s where she's like a hothead, you know? I haven't really seen differences with Mako. She's not... Hold on. Anything? Anything? I haven't seen any differences with Mako, so I don't know quite yet. Mina... Oh, look to left of that post. I don't... What? Transcripts. Look to the left of that post. What post? What post? What post? Here? What? I don't know. Anyway, but hello. Mina is very much different. She's definitely more mature. She's like, in Sailor V, comedy all day long, not very mature, 110% understood. But like 100% get it. She's 13. But when you go through Sailor V and then go to Sailor Moon, you kind of see the product of like a year of her being Sailor V. And she's very mature. She's very much the leader of the group. So that's fun. I appreciate Mina a lot. Who else is there? Who haven't I gone over? Ami's cute. And I feel like I have not appreciated Ami enough over the years. And it's probably because I kind of didn't know her. But because in the anime, I feel like she's like nerdy, bookworm, and they kind of like make fun of that. But like, she's very nerdy. She's very into everything. Oh, you've chosen death. Okay. But Ami is very like... She's very cutesy. She's smart, but she's like very sweet and very cute and very like less pushes up glasses, complex calculations, and more like, yeah, I'm smart, but I have like the heart of gold. I don't know. I love them. I enjoy them. I'm really looking forward to see like what they do with like what the manga does with like the outer senshi. I don't know. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to get... First of all, I have to get past the second arc, which I don't know what to call it. Because you had like the Black Moon family. Ah! I almost ran into a battle. Hold on. I'm kind of just moving about. Hello. You select switch down. Hey, if I look to the left of you, not that sign. Not that sign. Not that sign. Not that sign. What's over here? We don't need to catch anything else, so we're fine. Yeah, hi, my name is Elijah. I yap about Sailor Moon. I can't help it. I'm a Sailor Moon fan to the day I die. But my favorite, I had to get past the second arc. Sailor Moon S is like my favorite one. And I can't wait, because I already love Crystal. So I'm excited to see what happens during the manga arc. I'm excited for that. I'm going to go heal. I'll be back. All right. Okay, so we're back. I've healed. Ma'am. Wow, your badges are too cool. I think everyone should watch Sailor Moon or read it. You know, I would say read it first. Then again, what would I recommend? It depends on whether or not you like manga, because Sailor Moon is kind of a situation where it's like, you're going to get different experiences depending on what you choose to do. I always recommend reading the source material. But then again, I feel like, I don't know. Because the 90s anime, while it's the like iconic Sailor Moon experience, the hard thing about the 90s anime is that it's so much content. Like, it's 200 episodes, and that's kind of a big ask. But at the same time, I don't know. That's probably my nostalgia, my bias. Because it's just so long, but it's like, if you want to understand the Sailor Moon that most Sailor Moon fans are talking about, you go watch the 90s anime. And unfortunately, you're probably not going to get a lot of the jokes that we make when we say like, oh, I want to be cousins with you. You're not going to understand that because you didn't grow up with the Canadian dub. And yes, the 90s anime dub is Canadian. It is not from the United States. It's not American. It's North American, but it's not American. We cannot be blamed for that. Hee hee, ha ha. But seriously, that's the like the difficult part. I would say if someone likes manga, and just because I enjoy the manga the most, I would say start with the manga. And then you get to read Sailor V. Who doesn't want to read Sailor V? You get to see more Sailor Venus content. I think someone has not given me crap for it, but kind of like pushed back to me about me saying maybe if you're new to Sailor Moon, start with Crystal. It's not the iconic Sailor Moon experience, but it is. It's gonna help you out. But then again. I'm not the biggest fan of how Crystal ends. And what I mean by that is like, meaning after season 3. You kind of have to go from watching an anime with like episodes to watching 2 movies. And I don't really care for the movie format of Sailor Moon. So that's the hard part. Because you can watch the Crystal season 1, which question for any Sailor Moon fan who's watching this. I don't know why you're this far into like Pokemon FireRed, the Let's Play, but I do have a question. How do we feel about the 3D transformations in the current day? Because I remember when those came out, we were all mad. And now I'm kind of in a state of they're not as horrible as I thought they were, but I still don't care for them. So if you're not a fan, there's so many reasons why I wanted to say, please read the manga, just read the manga. And then the problem with like the Sailor Moon Crystal movies, like Cosmos and Eternal, Eternal and Cosmos, is that they're 2 movies. The first movie is like exposition and it's not as good as the second one. The second movies are always good. Like Eternal Part 2, fantastic, phenomenal, 10 out of 10, would watch again. The first part, ugh. Same thing goes for Cosmos. First part, meh. Second part, fantastic, amazing. So here's another problem also. Let's go back to season 1 of Crystal. Crystal does this thing where, okay, I should say this. just to make sure that we understand who Elijah Davis is and what Elijah Davis likes. I'm a Senshi X Shiteno shipper. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love what could have been. I love the idea of it. I love the fact that I love the idea that Usagi gets her man so the girls get their men too. Okay. I do not like what Crystal did. I think that it's handled so much better in the manga. Because they tried to have this like dramatic moment where it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, we're building this up and we want to have like, look, I like Senshi X Shiteno. Love it. Don't do that. Sing the song how she wrote it. And then it wasn't even done well. It's like they try at the last minute to have like this whole like, oh, they're getting their memories back. Oh, they remember each other. Oh, and then like, you know, they die. Just have dudes die the same way that they were beforehand. There's no need for that. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But what I do want is that it's a shame because like, I want the Shiteno to have even separate from the romance. Fine, don't care. I don't even need the romance confirmed. I don't even want it confirmed. I want it hinted. I want possibility. Leave that up to the fanfic writers. How I wanted it to go was that the Shiteno die. They kind of get their memories back, you know, everything like that. But instead of being encased in stones, they're just kind of out in the world doing stuff. Maybe they get reborn again or something like that. Or even keep them into stones. And I play this in my head a lot, and I'm glad I get to talk about it. In a Pokemon FireRed video okay, anyway. Welcome to Pokemon FireRed. We talk about Sailor Moon. But here's how I want this to go. The last part of like the Stars arc, which I've not read the manga yet, but I've seen Cosmos, okay? Here's what I want. I want one scene. And this is after, like, you know, Usagi goes into like the Infinity Cauldron and like they do all that stuff and they reset everything. Okay. Here's what I want. That's a horrible number, by the way. Anyway, here's what I want. All I want is just one scene. And maybe it's like Usagi like having like a voiceover, just talking about how things get back to normal. I think she actually does that. I don't remember. I watched like Cosmos a while ago. But I just want, it's a road. And the girls, you know, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, like all of them. Of course, as their human selves, I want them walking on one side of the street on that sidewalk. Then I want the camera to go over and I want to see a group of men walking on the other side of the other sidewalk. Now keep in mind, this is a road, so there are cars going back and forth, But everyone on the girl's side, everyone keeps walking forward, but Minako looks over. And then on the other side, all the dudes are walking. Kunzite looks over. Both of them stop. Being left behind by their, hello, anything here? There should be something here. But they're both being left behind. And they kind of look at each other. They make eye contact. We focus on Mina. She smiles, turns her head, and walks away. That is all I need. Just that little acknowledgement. Baby, that would do, there it is. Okay. That would do so many wonders for my psyche. That's all I want. Do they get together? We don't know. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen, but does it happen? We don't know. Leave that for the fanfics writers. It will be so much better. I don't need it confirmed. I just want it hinted. I just want it to be that the dudes exist. And then the girls exist, and they're aware of each other's existence. But notice how I only want Venus and Kunzite because they've got a history. And we can, and then, you know, the fans can kind of decide whether or not it happens or not. If we want to stick with, you know, Minako, you know, and her, like, with, Ace. I'm getting into Sailor V spoilers, sorry. But if we want to get into, like, because it's fresh in my head. If we want to stick with the whole, with Ace slash, Adonis told her, I could have just called him Adonis and not spoiled that. Sorry. If we want to stay with Adonis, and when he said, like, yeah, you'll never fall in love because you don't put your all into it because you're more about working than actually finding love. And you're always going to choose your job over love. If we want to stick with that, sure. Which also confirms that she had a thing for Kunzite back during the Silver Millennium. Haha. Anyway. But that'll be fun. We can stick with that, or we could go, well, maybe, just maybe. I have ideas. I have ideas. I think about this often. Because I like the idea of it. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not I need it canonized. I don't need it canonical. I just need hints. I am a shipper from way back. I say a little something. It's a little something. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Welcome to my TED Talk. Welcome to Elijah Davis. We talk about I'm not using an antidote. Baby girl. Yeah, come on. Electricity. Whoa, you can't just do that, sir. That's dangerous. Hey, none of that. Slam. Bye, Voltorb. Bye, Voltorb. See you later. Bye. This has been my Sailor Moon rant. Thank you for listening to my Sailor Moon rant. Old man yells about magical girls. You know, I think it's so funny when people are like, dang it. Yay. People are like, oh my gosh, like, who's the most powerful anime character? Who could beat Goku? It's Goku. Who could beat Goku? I'm just like, I got a 14-year-old in a mini skirt and high-heeled boots who would absolutely eviscerate him. And I'm not talking about Sailor Moon. I'm not even bringing Sailor Moon into it. Is Sailor Saturn like? Then again, when she gets reborn, she's like 12, right? Oh, by the way, hey, I'm Fishing Guru's younger brother. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without. Tell me, do you like the fish? Yes. Gran, I like your style. I think we can be friends. Take this fish, young friend. What does it take this and fish? Super Rod, thank you. Yes, thank you. If you catch a big Magikarp with that rod, I want to see it. As much as I love to fish, I also love seeing gigantic Magikarp. Where can I find that? That's interesting. By the way, that's what I wanted to get like a few episodes ago. Hey. Hey, Miriam, question. Let's go. Yes. We gotta get you out, everybody. I want to see if I can steal leftovers. Right. These things are scary. Did we get it? Yay! Oh, no, never mind. Well, maybe it's maybe it's the leftovers we made along the way. How about that? maybe it wasn't about that. Maybe it was the leftovers we thought about along the way on the journey or something like that. Okay, buddy. I am doing this. We're doing this for... Actually, I don't know. Dang it. We're doing this for experience points. Oh, that's troublesome. I don't... Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Hey, Zacharias, do me a favor. Come here. Oh, by the way, Zacharias Arcanine debut. Hey, buddy. The goodest boy. Burn it. Burn it. We don't need to catch this one. It's fine. Because we already have a Snorlax. Yeah, y'all can split it. Oh, that wasn't even a live experience. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to Viridian. Not Viridian, sorry, Vermilion. I'm gonna heal. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, we're back. I don't know. I thought that Snorlax had the, where I bought them. I thought Snorlax had the, you know, the, leftovers. I guess not. Maybe it's something I don't know. Anyway. Hey, first time surfing. Oi. What are you? Skill swap. Ooh. That's fun. By the way, we're going to lead with Alejandro for like the first time in like forever. Because now I'm going to kind of start. So what I'm going to do, Alejandro's going to level up. And then we're going to go over to Odessa. And then Odessa will level up. And then we'll go back to Alejandro. And then once we're at level 42, we'll start cycling between them. Obviously, we'll also do it based on need. Wait, hold on. Where are we? We're going to Lavender, right? This is Lavender. So I should probably actually go to Saffron. Because we're going to go to Cerulean and turn right. So we're going to bust a right. But actually, though, how about I just meet you guys in Cerulean next episode? So, next episode, we're going to be getting another team member. And we're going to be handling... So we're going to be getting another team member. I got a place I want to go. We're not going to be doing all the things that we want to do there. Because we're not leveled for it. But anyway, I'll show things. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I want you to go out there, take care of yourself, and protect your peace. But most importantly, I want you to treat others how you want to be treated. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.